Hello, friends. I'm Eric Janis, and I just recently finished a tour playing in prisons throughout Cleveland, and I just wanted to share with you a note that I received. This man wrote the following: Eric, my soul was shattered and mended with every note. I've been arrested 37 times. I spent my entire 20s in prison. Today, your music set me free to a degree that can't be put into words. Thank you. Your notes were not lost on me. Now, it's interesting to read that and think, oh, it's a nice note, but it's so much more. You know, First of all, I want to comment on what prisons are like. When you walk into these places, you know you're in a different place, and you know that your freedoms are incredibly limited. So there's no, oh, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. Your freedoms are completely taken away. And so, there's absolutely nothing inspiring or beautiful about these places. They're ugly. So there's these barbed wire all around. Often the way they talk to one another is ugly. Often the way that their uniforms fall on their body is ugly. There's a lack of color. The halls are basically hospital white. The ground is sort of this dull gray, if you will. The lighting is this bright fluorescence that casts these dark shadows. There's absolutely nothing that you would say, oh, I feel uplifted being in this environment. And so, friends, very often I get letters that people say, I feel like I've been buried alive. I feel like my soul is dead. And then they say things like, I feel like I'm awake again. I feel alive. I feel like I can breathe. And that's what I get from this letter when this gentleman wrote, my soul was shattered and mended with every note. Now, these gentlemen and these women who are incarcerated, they have done some tough things. There's absolutely no doubt. But to make appropriate judgments, I would have to know the whole story. And very often when you look at their backgrounds are so tough that, it's basically unrecognizably human. So here you get these people who have lived with very, very tough backgrounds going into these places that are ugly. And then we wonder, where's the humanity in that? Well, I sort of think that I'm not called to really, or I'm not encouraged to evaluate them. I'm not encouraged to sort of judge them. I just know that I can go in and bring the world's best musicians into those places, and I can move them, and I can uplift them, and I can inspire them. And I'm so honored to do that. Every religion alive has some version of what you do for those who are vulnerable, what you do for the least, what you do for those who are hurting, what you do for those who are, in a tough place, you do for the divine. Now, why does every religion talk about that? Because that has meaning. And that's what I really want to hold on to. How do you buy meaning like that? I feel very, very honored to do this work. I am so honored to have played every note. I wouldn't take one note back that I've played in these facilities, and I continue to play until I can't play anymore. Thank you, friends. Just stay tuned. We'll keep going.